I see a few of you guys already in the comments just going to town. So give me a moment to catch up. All right. Let's see. Did it start? Okay. Let's catch up on the comments while I am waiting. Purple check. Hold on.
I can order 4 more from Aberdeen.
Huh?
I can order 4 more from Aberdeen.
All right. Well, why do you need 4 more of them?
Because I rather have more than less.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get caught up on the. What time do they open tomorrow? Because I gotta work at 10. Remember. So if I can get them in the morning, then I can get them in the morning. If not, then I'll get them tomorrow. All right. Let's see. So I want to say hi to Henry. Henry is chilling from Spain, so checking out from the live feed. Okay, cannot wait to get his XXL extra large trailer or extra large trailer. He's planning on the Cook location. The trailer will have 4 zones. Really looking for some testing. All right. B, the Texas barbecue guy says he had 80 minutes. All right, let's see. Yes, hello Henry. My hobby to business in Spain, no barbecue here, just grilling. All right, hopefully we are. Excuse me, little girl. I told you I was doing this live stream, right? Quiet. Go downstairs or stay up here. All right. Full house. Usually they're asleep. That's the whole point of why I did it at this particular time. Anyway, let's see. Waiting on a 43-foot trailer. All right, so Henry, this is your first time here. So what we try to do, I say hi to everybody for the first couple minutes, and then the first hour of the live stream, we kind of talk about or try to talk about the topic at hand. All right. Then the second hour of the live stream, we kind of free for all and talk about anything and everything. So let's try to stay on topic. I know, welcome here to this is your first live stream. Thank you so very much for hanging out, being here. But let me say hi to everybody that's here on the live stream, and then we'll get everything rolling and start talking. I want to look for a local welder, fabricate one for you. Yeah. Frio, opening the beer. Nice. Cheers. All right, so this evening I started with, I have some vodka and cranberry in my my glass here, my cup here. So yes. I see Russell from Raspberry Rock. He was complaining before 9 o'clock. He says, let's get this show going. Let's get all the boring questions out of the way so we can talk about fun stuff. All right, so Russell says, so lumper briquette. We're going to talk about that later. Favorite brand of pellet. Again, something later. What temperature do you cook brisket to? Gosh, Russell is killing the game here. All of the fuzzies are Burmese, and some Burmese are... What? Anyway, Mr. Richard checking in from Catonsville. He's up the street. Is there a technical issue? No, I think... Yeah, Russell says it. Yeah, all right, so... waiting on me. So thank you, Mr. Hockett. Jack, hi, sir. How are you? Russell, hello. Chris, how you doing? I'm trying to get caught up. Mr. Morgan, how you doing? Terry, hey, yo, how you doing? Russell's like, you're live. Yes, indeed, I am. Don Loop says, howdy. Don, how is the build on your smoker going? Brian says he just got back home. Holy cow, you must live real close to the liquor store. Frio, what's up? Pine Belt SS, hello to you too. Zach Attack, yo. Rich from our new barbecue, yo Dash. How are you just doing this evening, sir? Hey, yo, you beautiful ebony stud. Thanks, Kent. Jack says, Mo butter, baby. Hey, you know, I don't know if can you guys see down? We have a full fireplace, so you know I wanted to call this like a fireside chat, but it doesn't really qualify. It's a little teeny heater. It does actually warm up this room just a little bit, but it's not like Russell's fireplace. Yeah, taste tester number 3. Don't say hi to her. Don't encourage her. Pat Conti, how you doing? Todd says, hey Dash, missed you for the last couple months. Yes, Todd, how are you doing? Welcome back. Sean says, what up, what up, what up? Eric Smith. Oh boy, there's our first Eric of the evening. Hey yo, everyone. Steven says, Dash howdy, good evening, you beautiful folks. Yes. Soul of Thunder says, I finally caught alive. I hope I can live up to your expectations. Me says, hey, all right, damn right, barbecue. What's up? I like that. He walked through the room like, damn right. But we talking about barbecue. You're damn right. Trying to convince the wifey I need a GMG, so a Green Mountain Grill Big Pig Smoker Trailer. Everybody living a dream. Uncle Steve, how you doing this evening? Sweet Lou's Barbecue. We got Lou Calamatis in the building. He's got a new name, Sweet Lou's Barbecue. I love it. I love it. Victor says howdy. Oh boy. Wife placing orders. Rob Perez, what's going on with you this evening? My wife sent me a text message. Sorry. Russell says, on topic, I have to say my Weber 22 has fulfilled all of my smoking needs. Only once did I have trouble getting on all my ribs on. I actually saw that cook, Russell, and you did a pretty good job. Now, one of the things you probably could have done is you could have stacked your ribs. Unfortunately, you would have sacrificed just a little bit of exposure. But who did it? Who did I see do it recently? Oh, Jay from Jay's Brap and Barbecue. He has an even smaller grill. Okay, he's an 18-inch Cheber. Okay, he's got a cheap Weber, and he cooked like 3 different types of ribs on his little 18-inch grill. So it can be done. It definitely. Uncle Steve. Dog Father's in the house. What's going on, sir? He says, hey, yo! Love you guys, man. Just get slowed up. There's BS going on called a virus. It's coming along. Well, Don, I'm glad to hear. Don is having a pretty awesome tastic smoker built, and I can't wait to see pictures from him once it is done. Nando's Barbecue in the house, or Nanos, sorry, Nanos Barbecue. And when McClaim of James, you know what, James, brother James, I'm drinking Tito's tonight. I finished my bottle of Tito's, the last bottle I bought. I finished it, but after the 9 o'clock hour, we have something special going on. So last week we talked about bourbon. We had Spanky and we had Eric from Eric's Barbecue More. Those two were like bourbon dudes, and like I went out and bought some bourbon. So I'm gonna show you guys 2 of the 3 bottles that I bought, and they were impressed. So this Buffalo Trace is middle of the road. I got 3 different bottles. I got an inexpensive one, a middle of the road one, and then I got a more expensive one. This bottle was, I think it was $60, and they both commented that this was very good and that I should enjoy it. So in the 9 o'clock hour, we're gonna crack those open and we're gonna try them with you guys. I'm gonna try them with you guys. I figured since we talked bourbon last week and I know very little about bourbon, y'all can see my reaction to it. All right. Hello, can you explain how to do a burnout? Rusty. All right, so we'll talk about that. That'll be something that we could kind of talk about in the second hour. So if you've never been on one of these live streams before, what I try to do is talk about the topic at hand for the first hour. Then the second hour, we kind of open it up for any types of random questions or discussion. Ask Russell. He's going to start asking us about our favorite movies and what's our favorite color and what's our sign. And, Russell, you should be writing these down because these are pretty good questions for me. Let's see. What city is my favorite movie set in? I mean, he asked the most random off the wall questions, but they really make you think or make me think. Yes, indeed, Frio says this is a packed house tonight. Big Steve says, what's up, good people? Holy cow. I guess this is, are more people able to join the live stream at this particular time because of the fact that they're working from home or not having to actually work? does this time work for folks? Should we like add an additional live stream or something like that? You guys let me know down in the comments because I aim to please. All right. So if we can have more frequent discussions, why not? All right. So Sean says cooking his first brisket on Saturday. Good luck to you, sir. All right. I'm trying to get caught up. Hey, Brian says give Dash some thumbs up, peeps. Hey, Uncle Steve, doing good? Is this the right time to say I love you? Well, Russell, sure. When you're throwing money at me, sure. I'll drink to that, dude. It could be me, Alton. I'm trying to get caught up, and there's a bunch going on in the house. Of course, the kids are still here. CXK, I'm sorry. I didn't see you. I'm not trying to skip over you. It's nothing personal. Nothing personal. Torgy, holy cow. We have a bona fide OG in the building. Torgy, what's going on, man? I saw Torgy. He finished his smoker under the radar. Then he started posting pictures on Facebook. I had to call him out like, yo, man, hey, what's going on? What happened to you? So he's been posting some stuff. He actually posted a video the other day. So if you haven't and don't know who Torgy is, check out his channel. Definitely would love to see him, more from him. And yeah. Now, Russell, you can stack your ribs. I mean, if you don't have the special rack to stack them vertically, you can stack them, kind of layer the ribs. It'll get the job done. It's not the prettiest thing, and obviously they're not going to cook the best. But yes, Sean says any commercial ribs y'all recommend on brisket. I recommend Uncle Steve's just because he's here. But there's a lot of stuff out there that you can try. The problem is you have to try it, and there's a bunch of trial and error. Lou says I've seen people stack them and then rotate throughout the cook, and I am 5 minutes behind, so I gotta catch up. Hope everyone is dodging that Rona. Yes, Eric, agreed. Oh, see, here you go, Al. I'm talking about the Baltimore internet. I'm using my phone, and I use the data from my phone. Thank you very much. Just to avoid, and it's actually just my kids on Fortnite. They're both on Fortnite right now. CXK says Eagle Rare is 10 out of 10. Basil Hayden's actually got Basil Hayden's too. That was the third one. That was the inexpensive one that I got, was Basil Hayden's. They're watching Tiger King. They are not watching Tiger King. They freaking better not. Buffalo Trace can't find Eagle Rare. Oh my gosh! So these are ones that you got. All right. Well, I've heard of Eagle Rare, and Buffalo is very good. Oh my. Well, I am impressed. I'm impressed myself. Rob says he has all three of them. Well, hell, I know we're all in quarantine. Yes, tonight I'm thinking about asking your opinion. Potatoes that look like ex-presidents, but I'll wait for 9 p.m. Well, thanks, Russell. I appreciate that. Booker's Bourbon is a must. Yeah, I'm getting there. I spent the pretty penny on these three. I said, I'm just gonna get an inexpensive one, a middle of the road one, and then a more expensive one, and we go from there. Lep says he's drunk. Well, how? You're not sharing? I'm not drunk. What's up? You can't just walk in the room talking about how drunk you are. You have to, we all need to be drunk. I won't get drunk though. I have a show to host. Eagle Rare's all over the shows here. Jarrell says, what's up? I love my custom built smoker. Morgan says, that's what's up. So Mr. Morgan has a pretty decent sized smoker. Just you adapt to your working scheme. Just keep me awake until 5 a.m. No problem. What time is it there, Henry? If we're sending love, I love you too. Well, thanks, Lou. Not weird at all. One grown man telling another grown man that he loves him over the internet. Not weird at all. Nano says I'll be Getting a smoker built soon for my catering needs. 250-gallon offset smoker. I find myself cooking 10 plus briskets pretty often. So thank you, sir, for actually bringing us to the topic at hand. How big of a smoker do you actually need? Okay. What are your intentions, okay, with your cooks? And if you can afford a $5,000 or $10,000 smoker, or if you can afford a 250-gallon or a 500-gallon smoker, do you actually need to cook on all of that smoker? I've seen a couple folks who have huge, like I've seen folks that have smokers almost as big as mine. I see your shorts is as big as mine. But no, in all seriousness, I've seen people have offsets, and I've seen people have vertical smokers, and that are seriously as big as mine, and they will cook a single brisket or a single rack of ribs in it. And I'm just like, why? Why are you wasting the fuel, the time, the energy? If you had a smaller smoker, you could be more efficient with it. Now, I know I'm guilty of having like Bernadette. That smoker is a smoker that I have, and I feel like I only use that smoker quarterly. The majority of the cooks that I've been doing, especially as of late, now that I brought the number one drum back onto the side of the house and I can use it way more or readily available, I haven't had to do anything. Like, I can do 2 briskets at a time on the number one drum. So if I have a few briskets I need to cook, I'll use that. If anything bigger than that, I'll probably use Vicky. And then I haven't had any huge enough cooks recently where I've had to bring out Bessie. 18 minutes in, Russell. Shoot, already yawning. Kirk says, "Hey, yo, what's happening?" I don't care what she says. It matters when you're working with a big pipe. Smoker. Yeah, smoker. Smoker. I'm sorry, Henry. Henry says, please try not to yawn. It's 3:15 a.m. there. You ever cook pork cushion? Yes, Brian, I have cooked pork cushion. I have a video on it. Do a search for SDSBBQ and pork cushion. Your inexpensive one should have been Jim Beam. I think I knew better than just to try Jim Beam. Yeah. We survived the tornado. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Jack, Betty. Hey, guys. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me last week. We were concerned, and we did ask about you. A few folks did ask about you last week afterward. But I'm pretty sure I saw you pop back onto in the comments. So sorry. I saw you pop back into the comments towards the end of the live stream last week to kind of let everyone know that you were okay. So glad to see and hear you're fine. Henry says he's getting coffee. Grumpus, hey yo, how you doing, man? Dude, I like those rib tip. I like that rib tip cook. I am inspired. I have not pulled the trigger yet, but I do have one of those baskets in my shopping cart. I have my laptop sitting right here, and it's in a window. Chef Schmitty, holy cow, man! We got all the heavy hitters, all the OGs tonight. We are talking like, wow. I just want to say thank you guys so very much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Lou says, LOL, no, not weird at all. Eric says, smoked mac and cheese. Anyone? Is it way different? It is not. It is so. One of the things that you have to know about cheese takes smoke very well. Cheese takes smoke like chicken takes smoke. So it's very easy to over smoke macaroni and cheese. I have cooked smoked macaroni and cheese. I actually won a small competition at my job when I smoked some macaroni and cheese. It was the first time I had made macaroni and cheese, and I used smoked cheese in the macaroni and cheese. I have since actually made macaroni and cheese and actually cooked it out on one of the smokers. And I tell you, I liked it. My kids liked it. My wife didn't like it. I said it all the time. There's certain things where she just doesn't want that smoke flavor on, and macaroni and cheese is one of them. This is exactly why you're one of my favorite people that's slowly getting back into the game, but life went a bit sideways, but it's all good, getting back into the swing of things. Well, Lou, Torgi, I'm reading comments from Lou and Torgi. Torgi, great to see you, man. Great to see you. All my customers tell me I should start a catering business, including the wifey. She's right here now. Help me convince her we need the Green Mountain Grill trailer. All right, so Mrs. Attack, you need that. No. Yes, you owe it to yourself to get that Green Mountain Grill trailer, because do you know how much easier things will be if Zach has the correct size smoker for his catering needs? Okay, there won't be having to make multiple cooks or having to need multiple cooks. There won't be him having to cook for 18 hours straight when he might be able to get things done in 10. All right? Just think of the extra time you'll have with him. Okay? And he'll probably buy you some things because he's making a little bit extra money. Zach, how'd I do? Is she buying it or is she just laughing, Zach? How'd I do? I'm going to call on one of you guys to do the same thing for me when I get my wife around. So when I need that, $10,000 smoker, y'all know what to say, all right? Thanks in advance, guys. All right. Chuck says, I think most people when smoking for family and friends could get by with the 55-gallon drum horizontal smoker for about all their needs. And I agree, Chuck. You know what? I can cook a fair amount of food on the 55-gallon drum. 2 pieces of pork shoulder, a brisket. The only thing where I would have a problem or what would be problematic is doing spare ribs. And I actually had one of the people who picked up food over the weekend for Easter, she wants me to cook some spare ribs for her. So keep an eye out for a spare rib video coming soon. All right. Anyway, yes, Chuck, I agree. But because the spares take up so much room, I think that will probably be the only thing or the only limiting factor. Now, there are a lot of folks that are getting by with cooking on a 22-inch Weber. I understand why and how people are getting it done. The Weber itself is capable, but it's more capable with some accessories. Now, if you're cooking for a family of 5, I can smoke a brisket on my Weber kettle, okay? For my family, I would have to get a smaller brisket, but it can be done. Do you need a, like that, one of those big XL, or double XL pellet smokers from like Pit Boss, or like I don't know. You guys comment below. What do you guys think? Do you think you need all of that? Because you have one cook a year where you have to, or you can actually use it to its biggest, capability. Or should you save the money and buy a better cut of meat, or just save the money and be able to buy more meat? I mean, how do you guys feel about this? Alan says, bro, you can get a bigger smoker because you can. Who is it to say it's a waste of that person cooking on it, on what they want? It's all up to the cook. I agree, but Alton, sometimes people make it more difficult on themselves. I've seen people who struggle with a cooker or struggle to cook something on a cooker that is too big and they don't know how to cook with. I'm not saying necessarily it's a waste of money. I'm saying that they're making it harder for them because they have a cooker that's just too big, and the extra, it's not the difficulty, it's the extra everything else that's involved with getting to that point. If you have a smaller smoker or a smaller grill, the learning curve sometimes can be, once you get it down pat, you're good. But when you have a much bigger smoker, all of those things can, sometimes be exacerbated, and it made more difficult for no reason. This is the point I'm trying to make. Not necessarily, just because you smoke them if you got them. If you have an ability to buy a $15,000 smoker, you can just, for the flex. Now I'm talking about the other end of it, where someone could struggle with that big grill, that big smoker, because they just aren't capable of cooking on it. Saying wifey has more than a 12-hour day and 3 days off. My side job is sending a PPE supply for her and the staff is all good. Well, that's what's up, Robert. Definitely appreciate you, everything that you're doing. Meegs, how you doing? He says another thumbs up from him. Checked out the OMG Grill trailer for catering. They are stacked. They are pretty good. Easy to have more smoker than you need and not have enough smoker to fit your cook when you need it. Alton, totally agree. Totally agree. But it's just one of those things where you guys hear me talk about all the time. I am I preach talking about having the right tools for the job. Okay, so here's an example. Down in the basement, when I was getting those lights together, when I was testing, I had a single light, and I told you that was the 11th light that I put up in the back of the garage. That 11th light, when I plugged it in after it sat in the garage for 3 years, it didn't work. It only half worked. So what did I do? I took it apart and I found a cold solder on the connection from the, like the plug into the actual LED strip. So what was I able to do? I was able to take the soldering iron that I had out in the garage that I bought however many years ago. Uh-oh. It was a rare sighting. Did you see her? I know it was a blur. What? Uh-oh, she's getting ready to go back. Hold on.
Don't make me crawl.
I can get you.
I will crawl by.
Oh, hold on. Oh. She's using her little workout area down in the basement, so I'm very happy. But anyway, what I was getting at was I bought a soldering iron and I had never used it. And it was tucked away in the garage in the toolbox. And it came in handy because I had never actually done anything with it. But I figured out that it was a cold solder and I was able to heat up the, the connection and put everything back together, solder it together, and I got the other part of the light to work, the other half of the light to work. Again, just having the tool for the job, having it ahead of time before you need it, yes. But sometimes it's just not the time to buy that thing yet. But definitely, again, smoke them if you got them. If you can afford it, if you can use it every now and again, then use it. But I don't want folks to think that the only way for success or to be successful is to go and buy the biggest, baddest smoker ever. Nah, sometimes you need to work up to that point, which is, all I'm kind of getting at. I have a friend that's a smoker that fills up his 16-foot trailer, fits 17 briskets on it, and 2 racks, and I use it more than him. He uses it maybe twice a year. Well, that's what's up. Since we're talking, I said, buddy, he has a 500-gallon propane tank. He wants going. Any builders interested? Kirk, I actually am interested because I just want to try my hand at it, and I think if I have a 500-gallon propane tank at my disposal, I will be more prone to actually want to and do something with it. And look, Alton, I'm sorry. My day is ending, so don't do that, man. Don't do that. I'm sorry. All right, come on. Here, make an offset from 2 40-gallon water tanks. Big Steve, I actually have a water tank outside in my garage that I planned to do something with, but it worked, so I didn't want to destroy it in case I needed it for something else. But yeah, I think it's nature for us to always want to upgrade and get the bigger, better thing. But if you're the average cook, backyard cooker, where's the line drawn? Of course, it's personal, and I agree. Don says I went bigger because I want the volume. If I need it, I can still do small cooks though. That's what's up. Frio says, but I tend to get crazy with everything. Yeah, we talked about that last week. Frio's got an addictive personality. Smoking Goodness Barbecue says, what's up, everybody? Noob says, well, hello. How you doing? I believe Free. He wants it out of his yard. Kirk, dude, shoot me a text message. I might be able to come and grab it this weekend. Just let me know what I need to come and get it, and whether or not I bring the van or the trailer. I'm serious. All right, Noobs talking to saying hey to everybody. Put some dash in the showroom. My man can sell. Dude, so Lou, I am a pretty darn good salesman. Yeah, you gotta love that money. Yes, indeed. Barbecue Smoker Pros Pro Cookers out of Georgia. Lots of great reviews on the buying experience. Nothing on performance or temp consistently. Appreciate you. So our Oliver. The problem is this. I can only talk to smokers and grills that I've used or cooked on or seen people cook on and use. So I would venture to say that your best bet will probably be to look on YouTube to try to get some information about that particular cooker, about the particular cooker you're looking at, or about the particular brand. And you can kind of draw some conclusions about how they work. Unfortunately, locally you're going to have a one-off manufacturer, excuse me, in your area that might provide a lot of smokers and grills to folks in your area, and it might not be it could be a regional manufacturer, it might not be a national manufacturer, so that might not be one that I have necessarily heard of. So the internet in this case might be your friend, aside from somebody like me who's never cooked on it. The Mrs. Zach, he has two grills, a GMG and a Blackstone. He's got plenty. No, he does not have plenty. So that's the whole thing. Just when you think, so Mrs. Zach, okay, or Mrs. Zach, uh, just when you think he has enough, he doesn't. Okay, because if he's gotten to the point where he is getting ready to sell or trying to sell his food, and he is consistently filling up the the Green Mountain Grill and the Blackstone, the Blackstone is not really going to, I won't say help his catering, but the Green Mountain Grill that he has, obviously he likes the Green Mountain Grill and he wants to step grade or upgrade to a bigger Green Mountain, so he will be able to cook more food at the same amount, in the same amount of time. I think it's only right. Now you have to evaluate how much money he can return on that investment. Now, one of the things that I did in purchasing a new smoker when I bought Vicky, actually got a loan through PayPal. And what I did was I got that loan through PayPal, and my cooks are what paid for that smoker for a year. It took me a year, just about, not even actually, to pay back that smoker. 20% of the sales or of my sales, the net sales went to paying that smoker back. So maybe you have to set him up on something like that, and then that gives him incentive to sell more and use it more and be more productive, so that he can pay for it that much faster. I used to want a big grill or smoker as I could get, because all of my family would come over to my house to eat, but then they all moved away, and my wife is vegetarian because she loves animals, so I went smaller. Well, I mean, that's justifiable. I mean, it's one of those things. Now, here's one of the other things, too, most people don't think about. It's like, yo, you get the biggest grill you have, and then you start filling it full of food, and you cooking, and folks come over your house and they eat. Well, who's contributing to the food that you're cooking? Okay, so you have to be weary of those type of friends and family too. I use some foil for the last part of the mac and cheese, so a bit of the smoke, top with cheese and foil. Agreed. So what I think Henry's trying to say is he'll smoke or cook the macaroni and cheese for a while uncovered, and then he'll cover it with foil just just almost with anything that you're cooking. You only want so much smoke on it for so long. I once ran 7 small pits because I couldn't get my hands on a big pit for a catering job. What a nightmare, he says. And I agree. I agree. I have definitely had to run my fair share of multiple drums. There was a point where I cooked on 2 drums, and I cooked 2 drums, and I think I did 4 or 5 cooks. So 4 or 5 cycles of cooks in order to get everything that I needed cooked taken care of. Trailer isn't the biggest expense. Storeroom for wood, etc. Trailer is where the big bucks go. Yep, you're right. He said, for barbecue family of mine, free, but a tip wouldn't be turned away. I got a tip for him. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Cut the rib tip off. You can get 3 racks on a drum. Ask me how I know. All right, well, all right, Steve, we're gonna talk. I'm going to smoke some chicken breast soon. Again, I got some pecan to try with them. Nice. Lag is terrible. Lag is terrible. Lag is terrible. Well, hopefully it gets better. All right. So there are 59, well, 57. There's 59 of you guys, or 57 of you guys actually watching the stream. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Um, it really does help me feel better about myself, and it helps my channel, and it helps these videos in YouTube's eyes. So thank you in advance for hitting that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. John W says, what do you think of gravity grills? Why not? If to me, anything that's going to allow you to be able to cook easier and a little less with a little less effort, I'm all for it, because I've put in my time. Been up 24, 36 hours cooking and then delivering food. And, sometimes you just have to take a nap. Sometimes you have to take a break mentally. So anything that will allow, if you fill that gravity fed thing up and you put some charcoal in there and you can take a nap for 5 or 6 hours, your cook will go so much better. You're less likely to do something stupid on the tail end of the cook. I can honestly tell you, there have been times during like Thanksgiving or Christmas where I have been so dog tired from being up for 2 days basically, almost, and cooking, that after delivering food, I'll come home and like be asleep for hours on end and don't even care about wanting to eat dinner that night. Jay, I talked about your cheddar, man. It's not about the size, it's about owning the cheddar. Russell was talking about he had some difficulty cooking some ribs, and I told him, you stack some ribs on top of each other. Russell has a 22-inch Weber, and I said Jay has an 18-inch cheddar that he was able to get some ribs done in, and he just stacked them on top of each other and then kind of moved everything around. So Mr. Morgan says he has a 250-gallon and a 55-gallon, and sometimes there's things that the 55-gallon drum is just gonna be too small for. You got to use the big one, and there's other things that I'm sure you're gonna be like, you know what, I could cook this on a smaller drum. So I have, a few in between. Depends a lot on your targeted public. I guess you're right as far as who and or what would have the smoke. Not knowing how to cook in a big cooker and making it harder on themselves is an entirely different conversation. If you're running a smoker with 50 briskets or one, it's all a similar process. Similar, yes, but the problem is when you have more smokers on a particular cooker, that can actually not hurt, but it can make it harder, because the meat is going to suck some of the heat out of your cooker, your cooking chamber, and things like that. And I agree, that is a totally different conversation, Alton. But I'm just trying to make a point, that sometimes people, they throw money at the problem, but the problem isn't necessarily the cooker. It's they don't have enough time behind the wheel of it. And sometimes you just need to learn how to cook on it, or do things a little differently. And that could be one of the factors that throws people off, in my opinion. Cooking on a big smoker is very different. Cooking 10 briskets is very different than cooking one. You agreed? Understand, Nano, I get it. I think it's nice to have a big smoker if you don't regularly fill it to its capacity. I think having two smaller pits is more efficient. Just my opinion. For example, when he runs out of room, Lou has a Kamado, okay, and when he runs out of room in his Kamado, he says he has a smoking Joe. What is that thing called? Kamado Joe. But he says when he runs out of room in his Kamado, he has an 18-inch Weber Smoky Mountain, and he has that as backup. All right. It has the same process. May need to rotate the briskets, but that's about it. True. If buying my last smoker, I'll go big or go home. You know what, Grumpus? Now that I can agree with, but I mean, if you are into this, let's say 3 to 5 years, and you see folks who have, like I'm sure I've inspired some people to buy big smokers. And I know one of the things that I tell people all the time is buy the big smoker you can afford, because the one of the things that you one of the last things you want to do is to outgrow it. I know that those of you guys who ride motorcycles, who have ridden motorcycles, might know this. I used to ride. I don't anymore because I sold my motorcycle to buy Bessie, right? But what I'm getting at is when I got my first motorcycle, I got a 600. Okay, it was a 92 FCR 600, and a couple of my friends were like, "Why you get that little bike?" And I'm like, "Listen, the bike can propel me up to 100 plus miles an hour. I still have a healthy fear of this motorcycle. If I outgrow it, I outgrow it. But I'm gonna learn on this motorcycle before I take that leap and buy." At the time, it was like the ZX12 was the biggest, baddest bike. And then around the same time, the Hayabusa came out, 1300cc motorcycle. And it was cats like, "Man, you need to get on the Busa." I'm like, "Why? I can't. Nah, I'm good on my little bike here. I can keep up with y'all until y'all get past 120, and I'm not I'm not going that fast yet. Anyway, I still got some learning to do. All right. Gravity smoker. I don't have a problem with gravity smoker. So John, this might be one of your first live streams. I am behind on the comments right now. It's 9:20 or 9:27 is the comment that you wrote, and it's 9:41. So I am a good 10 minutes behind. I have to catch up. So I can just uh, Grumpus says quality, not size. I agree. I would think that not too many people will start off buying a big 500-gallon smoker. It will work their way up to. But that's the thing, Alton. You have so many people. There are a lot of folks out there that watch, you, or that watch me on YouTube, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna take a Weber Smoky Mount, or I'm gonna take my Weber kettle, and I'm gonna save some change. Or let's say they got a really nice income tax return. All right, it wouldn't be anything for somebody to go out and buy a $5,000 grill, a $5,000 smoker, because they can, because they think that they're going to be the next best thing since sliced bread, because somebody been capping their head up. Now, can they cook well? Yes. Do they necessarily know how to cook on that bigger cooker? No. And there's nothing wrong with getting it if you're going to use it eventually, like for catering. But there are some people that jump whole hog, pun intended, and then they don't do anything. Or how about this? Somebody like Kirk. Kirk just said, "Hey, I have a friend that has a 500-gallon propane tank he wants to get rid of." What if someone has the skills in order to build a smoker, but then doesn't know what to do with it? I mean, you can build smokers all day. Like, I can cook on a smoker all day, but that doesn't mean I necessarily know how to build one. But I mean, I have some welding ability. I mean, yeah. All right, so let's see. Brian says, one of my buddies just bought a gas station in a busy intersection, wants me to do roadside stand at the weekend. Well, get on it, man. Do it. Smoking a big smoker is a learn as you go. Agreed, but there are a lot of people smoking goodness who will give up before they actually, get to the finish line. I've talked about the TED Talk talking about learning, how it takes 1,000 hours to master something. Sometimes, man, you just have to put in time, and some people aren't willing to put in that time to get it, get proficient. Uh, Load up van and hit the road. And shit. All right. Kirk, say less, man. We will talk. So I got Smoke 901 says, mistake I made was buying a bunch of smaller smokers and actually got addicted. I finally got his 250 propane tank smoker and finally good. I wish I had just started off big and saved money. But here's the thing. I got Smoke. I'm sure you learned so much more cooking on the smaller smokers that leveled up to that bigger smoker than someone who buys the bigger smoker from jump and gets frustrated with it. I mean, I'm sure, not everybody's different, and not everybody's going to be the same, and not everybody has the same passion. But what if having those smaller smokers and using your own words got you addicted and made you or gave you the ability to get to that bigger smoker? I'm looking at one now, but it's master build, but a stumpy. All right, I like stump smokers a lot. You have multiple compartment smokers with one large firebox in the U.S. It depends on Henry. It depends on the manufacturer. There are some manufacturers that can compartmentalize the cook chambers, but it's not very common. Bongo Sabroso. Cooking for me and a family using a 275-gallon oil drum would be an extreme overkill, but cooking for a party of 100 plus, my little one that sits on the back deck would be too small. Understand? Let's see. All right, you said the right tool for the job. Yep. John says it's not far. Thank you, Steven. I don't know what those messages were saying. But I appreciate that. I have a couple mods. Anyway, I will have to look into figuring out what's going on. Yo! My man Taj, how do you handle freeloaders? Once I discover they are a freeloader, they don't get invited very often. Nah, I'm not asleep. I'm up, Taj. I'm just using my phone to do the live stream, so yeah. I'm trying to get caught up. What's up, Josh? I'm starting to use more and more of my smokers. I have 4. Trying to maintain them is not the same. I understand. I understand. Cooking on multiple smokers can definitely be daunting. Okay, especially if you're using 2 different types of fuel and they cook differently. Yes, yes, yes. Josh says, "What's up?" Sam Jackson says, "Is Lone Star Grills worth the price?" So Alton, I'm going to have to rely on you. Alton says yes. He has 2 of them. This is going to be my exact comment. I know Alton has a couple of them. I didn't cook on his. I saw CJ cook on the Santa Maria, and the vertical. I've seen him cook and do videos on it. So Grumpus has a Lone Star Grill. We have Baby Back Maniac has a Lone Star Grill. Greg from Ballistic Barbecue has a Lone Star Grill. I know somebody who really wants a Lone Star Grill. In case anyone from Lone Star Grills or anyone who knows anyone from Lone Star that can hook a brother up with a Lone Star Grill, because I can't afford a Lone Star Grill right now. Brother trying to pay off some debt, but I know a guy who would love to have and cook on one. Just saying. Um, and Grumpus is in here too. He can attest on how good that might be. The Lone Star is. Uh, ugh, check out Fat Ease. New Lone Star vertical. Very efficient. Eric says, check out Alan's Country Built Custom Smokers. So if you don't know, that's Alan Tubbs he's talking about. His YouTube channel, it used to be Alan's Woodworking and Welding, or Welding and Woodworking. Alan definitely puts out a decent product, and I have seen a few people who have bought those smokers, and they say they work pretty well. In Northern Europe, we use stainless dish racks to smoke ribs vertically to maximize space. Yep. Jace is the Cheddar for life. Jack agrees with Eric talking about Alan. It's fine. Just be quiet.
I didn't even know what day.
And I know they all, because they've been in the house so daggone long. Nobody knows what day it is. What day is it? Taste testing number 2. You want to come and say hi to everyone? Mike Hall, hi. Look at him. He's checking his hair. Oh my gosh, he's such a prima donna. Prima donna.
Bad. Hello, everybody.
All right, taste testing number 2. The comments are, I'm so behind on the comments. Running low nines, what's up? Well, Jay, great. Jason 750, individual 1,000, and yes, the 600 is plenty. I believe in winner. Always wanting more. Yep. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up to the comments. Big Steve says no welding skill yet, but you're working on it, man. You're working on it. I give you credit. You are trying it. Stop commenting like yes. I am way behind. It's kind of 10 o'clock. Let's get that bourbon going. It's not 10 o'clock yet. It is only 9:52 when I'm reading this message, and your message was at 9:45, so I am starting to catch up. This answers last week's questions. Thanks, Russell. I appreciate that. So it's a gang of people that think opposite and ask themselves, why the hell did I get this and only cooking 15 wings? I agree. Hush up, y'all. Nothing man says, what are your suggestions for a pool behind trailer smoker? I've been doing a lot of weekend long events, and my electric vertical is starting to lag behind. All right, give me a couple minutes and we'll start talking about it. So ask your question again. I'm gonna get caught up. Ever use a Tandoor? No. Smoking is a process, is a trial and error. You have to get to know your smoker and what to give and what it gives back at you. Yeah, I get Bungo Sobroso, man. I definitely agree there. Yeah, it is a process of learning. It's not just the welding; it's more understanding how the metal will react to the heat you apply. Doors are not easy to weld and keep the same curves. Oh yeah, agreed. I have definitely warped my fair share of stuff. I like to have a trailer with a big sink, water tank, propane stove. I'm not sure if I should build my own or find one that's already built. Nothing, man. That is the catch-22. If you have the ability to build it yourself, you can usually spend the same amount of money that you would be spending on something from someone and get better materials or something bigger or something slightly better, because you can throw more money at the component and not into the component and the labor, the fabrication. Webcams and smoker hotlines. All right. Let's see. I brought 3 years ago 1010 custom also smoker, a 12-foot by 6-foot trailer, 120 gallon insula. From a distressed seller. Thoughts? Sounds like you got a hell of a deal. CXK, sounds like you got a hell of a deal. Thickness of the metal is your smoker is important as well. Yes, indeed. Give me a shout out, Josh from Illinois. Hi, Josh. All right. I still can't justify giving them my 55-gallon drum, 55-gallon horizontal, and 55-gallon offset, all made by him. Big Steve, man, if you start cooking enough, you will. Because I made my 55-gallon drums, and I quickly stopped cooking on them because I knew that I had events that were bigger than them. Frio, man, this is why you and I are friends. Seriously, he says some people buy a 14 BMW M5 thinking they're going to become the instant wheelman. Let me just tell you, today, this afternoon on the highway coming home, it was a guy in a. Now I can never remember which one. The two-door Dodge, is it the Charger or the Challenger? I think it's the Challenger. Anyway, my man thought he was going to run up on me and past me. Nah, bruh. I'm cruising because the traffic is light, right? So I've been cruising to and from work at like 90. I ain't afraid to tell you I've been cruising at about 90, and Alton can confirm I cruise at about 90. When there's more traffic, I cruise at about 80 because folks won't get out the way. Anyway, I'm coming home and I'm cruising at about 90, and I come up on this guy and I just blow his doors off. So I guess my man didn't appreciate that. He came flying up on me, like flying up on me. And I'm like, I'm not going to let you run away from me, sir. I buried the right, the pedal. Man, we're going, I'm bucking some change. I'm not going to divulge how far over 100 change we were going. But now, mind you, my car is not a very fast car. It will hold speed, okay? It is a momentum car. And it's about how you drive your car, not how fast you can get from point A to point B. Now, mind you, I'm smooth with it, in and out, looking at the people who I'm coming up on and what lanes to merge and travel and do. Yo, my man is like, brakes, all brakes, all brakes. I'm like, yo, it's not about that. Just because your car is faster in a quarter of a mile doesn't mean that I can't hold the speed and take you. And I did. I ended up getting in front of him. He got caught in traffic. So when I got off the highway, I'm like, let me slow down so I can acknowledge that he and I had a fun game of cat and mouse. My man came flying up and he looked over and he's like big old grinning and thumbs up as I'm, big old grinning and thumbs up. And I mean, we were rolling for probably 10 miles and we were moving. All right, moving. So it's not about having the fastest car all the time. It's about how you drive it. All right, so enough of man says I'm on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, so Texas isn't far. Drive depending on where in Texas. Well, Backline Fab is near Austin. I was about to say near Alton, but yeah, it's near Austin. Just listening tonight. What's up? Troy Jones says, "What's up, Dash, Jay, Alton, and everyone else." Grumpy says the real question is, why do you barbecue? I'm in it for the fun, the learning process, the pure joy of feeding people close to me, and most of all, the relaxation. Well, Grumpus, you, sir, I won't say are the minority, but there's a lot of folks that get into it to do something like that. But now here's another thing too, Grumpus. You are a little older than some of us, and you might be well into and past your career, where some of us who are a little younger might be like, you know what, I can use this as an opportunity to make a little extra money. And that was kind of how I got into it, because I was always the guy that was cooking, just, for friends and family. And then when I realized I could make a couple of dollars on the side doing it, I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make some money off of this. Now, do I get relaxation out of cooking sometimes? Yes. But I tell you what, the majority of the times that I'm cooking to make money. Like I probably 7 or 8 times that I'm cooking for profit. Okay. I'm not always just cooking to cook. Fish and barbecue. Just need never ended the question. Grumpus says, if I'm concerned about efficiency, well, I just buy barbecue. Need, he says, need never entered the equation, just as 2 cents. There's no milk.
I was gonna eat dry.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna eat dry.
So it is 10 o'clock, and I'm going to catch up to the comments. I'm almost there. I'm like 7 or 8 minutes behind. But taste tester number 2 is in the kitchen, and he is probably about to make some pancakes. Anyway, don't forget about your bottle, bro. Rogo, gotta go. Hey, nah, don't worry about it. Taj, man, hopefully you see and hear this, man, dude. I know you good for whatever it is you promised me. I'm not worried about it. Bumpy says, what up? I learned a lot about taming my fire using his acorn smoker. Ready for something bigger. If you're ready for something bigger, man, cook on your little one just a little bit longer. I'm telling you, just when you think you're done, something's going to happen, and it's going to learn you. It's going to throw you for a loop. But if you, dude, did you make sure you started that back up?
Yes, I did.
All right. If it throws you for a loop, or, something's going to happen, just, yeah. Josh says, surely Fab are good. Well, I've heard good things about the Shirley Fab smokers. One of the other things I've heard about the Shirley Fab smokers is that they are 2 years behind on production or on lead time. You place your order, you make your deposit, and you won't be getting your smoker for 2 years. I need something. I mean, that says a lot, but I need something a little bit sooner. All right. So everybody, hold your comments for a second so I can try to catch up. All right. I have what was this? Oklahoma Jewel smoker, gas grill. Section is smaller. It's nowhere. I don't know. This is that I cook better. All right, Bungo Sobroso. Yes. I want to get off. All set. All right, Bessie, my wife is tripping. No problem. Reels is third beer opening. Well, I finished my drink. I'm gonna catch up to the comments and then we're gonna start. I'm gonna start drinking this bourbon. Mo Butter Baby, tell us about your bourbon find. I just getting there, Spanky. Not yet. If you would like to answer your question sometime in the next 2 months, ask now. Funny, Russell. Hey, Mr. Taj says, what's up?
Hello.
He's probably gone now. What do you think about a gravity smoker? Dale, I love the gravity smoker. I won't say the thought, but one of the things I commented about talking about a gravity smoker is the ability to actually get some rest. Yeah. Dale says he loves my channel. Keep up the good work. I sure will. I would love to make sure you get the firebox large enough for some realistic refill times and prepare stacks of wood so I can refill while sleepwalking. Henry, I can tell you that that's not always a good idea because what will happen or what can potentially happen is you fill the firebox with wood and it'll take off. Unintentionally, of course, but you can definitely, no, I don't want it. Just put it back up there. Recommend custom pits and fabrication A1 competition. Proper size of the firebox as well as size of the wood in relation to the cooking chamber is what is important. Agreed. Wood and charcoal combo along with heat management is important. Yep. CXK says we need more likes on this video. Well, almost at 50 likes. 54 of you guys hanging out with us right now, and only 49 likes. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button for me, please hit the thumbs up. It would greatly be appreciated. Not only does it make me feel better about myself, it really does help these videos, and it does help my channel. 52! I see 52 likes. Oh, 54! Oh my goodness. 56! What? Can we get 60? 60. We got 57. 57 likes. We came in 57. 57. 57. Come on, where's 58? Where's 58? Alright, I'm just going to catch up comments. When smokers have very little wood and smoke consistently for hours, I put a deposit on Shirley Fab. The weight is insane. However, and sometimes the communication can be challenging. I understand. Pause that for me, please.
Oh, what?
Yeah, or mute it.
Oh, I wouldn't do it to...
Yeah, I appreciate it. Shirley's nice. P6 school had one. If you're looking, you ain't cooking. Agreed. Only chances that are better. Point A to point B is not driving fast, and it means it's, yep. So Alan says he's hoping to get his backline fabrication competition pit within the next 6 weeks. That pit is going to be fun. Now, Alton, I am in agreement with you there, brother. I can't wait for you to get that cooker. I can't wait for you to get that cooker because I am so interested in seeing how it works. I want to see someone who I know knows what they're doing on one of those things. And I want you to put out so much content on that thing. Like, seriously, I'm talking to you right now, brother. Like, I want to see a lot from that smoker. Carson sounds like an exercise. So you're absolutely correct. Like this, when they're like this, yep. Nah, man, it's slow and steady one's a race. What's up from New Orleans, Eric Thomas? How you doing this evening? I finally put the pipes on the max thing. All right. Well, 4J, I'm waiting to see your smoker too, man. You are inspiring me. If I can get a 500-gallon smoker, Taste Hustle #2 just flipped some eggs in a pan, and he kind of startled me there because he didn't look like he was gonna catch them. Probably you hear to cook for people often. He's done for years and still do. Get a little nervous when you cook for people, hoping they will like it, not knowing. Hey, yo, I know I do, Alton. I still get nervous cooking for people. What's wrong?
So I tried not popping the egg.
Okay. All right. I still get nervous all the time, Alton. Yep. Sure enough, Alton, totally agree. Just almost 10:01, 10:06. I'm 5 minutes behind. All right. You got a buddy a long time. Barbecue 951 says, I still get nervous every time I sell food. Agreed. I do as well. Thanks, Alton. I need the Hooked on Phonics starter pack for sure. It is 10 somewhere. What? If your yolks are runny, you need to put them back in the pan and cook it longer. How'd I know what you were getting ready to say? Yep, I'm multitasking. How do you price your food? Mike, I have a whole video talking about how to price your food. Just do SDSBBQ FAQ. One of the videos in that list is talking about how to price food.
Is it edible?
It's edible. People eat runny eggs all the time. I don't like runny eggs. I just can't bring myself to eat runny eggs. Buffalo Trace. Yeah. All right. I feel like I need to reward myself by catching up to the comments before I open up the bourbon. And Rob, I appreciate that, man. Definitely. All right. I'm going to skip ahead. Cooking Thursday. Actually, I took out some baby back ribs. I'm going to be cooking. I'm working from home tomorrow. So I'm hoping I can get up in the morning, cook some baby back ribs for the family. With all this corona crap and stimulus money, feel like if you were to remind everyone about your merchandise, support your boy. So unfortunately, I am plumb almost sold out of shirts. I do have some stickers left, but my Connect has kind of left me a little high and dry with my shirts. I really wanted to try to have some shirts put up on Teespring, but my guy is not giving me the files that I need in order to get the shirts up onto Teespring. So I am going to continue to work at it, but it's one of those things where I have a friend helping me out, and I kind of can't be like, yo, dude, I know you did this for me for nothing, and I really don't owe you anything, and you put a whole bunch of time into it, but I really need this so I can sell some shirts not through you. Kind of hard to do that. I'm not that guy. Processing how bad the shortage will become. Hopefully not very bad. But what'll probably end up happening, Alton, is Smithfield closes down. One of the other pork producers is going to ramp up. I know I have food. Figure it out. It's by American. Questions and taste tests like Trump. Thanks, Alton. Hey, and I cannot do a live rib chat because I have to work from home tomorrow, so I will be multitasking. Buffalo Trace Grumpus says, "Oh my gosh, let's see that. Let's see that.
Both of them weren't completely done.
Oh gosh, those of you guys who like runny eggs, I can't do it. I will eat a rare steak before I eat runny eggs. Yeah, I just can't do it. I know the science behind why eating a rare steak is okay, but eating runny eggs is not. Now I can't get the daggone bottle open. Come on. I need nails. Why don't I have nails? I might have to pull out my pocket knife to get this damn thing open. It's like childproof. What the hell? You know what this is? This is, you have to be sober in order to open this up. They want to make sure. No, I got it. Thanks, though. How much are your stickers? The stickers are it's $5, which includes shipping. HEB sources support from Texas farms, and the money stays in America. Making another trip to the butcher tomorrow. Got to figure out what I'm getting. Well, Frio, I was talking to my wife. Oh man, I hate when this happens. Frio, I was talking to my wife, and I put some trimmings from some beef ribs that I did recently in the bag with the brisket trimmings, and I was telling her, I said, hey, I said, one of the guys in the live stream last week gave me a great suggestion. He said that he cooked the brisket for his family, and they only wanted the point. And because they only wanted the point, he had the flat left over. So he said the next time he cooked the brisket, he took some of the trimmings, mixed it all together, and he made some burgers. All right. I was able to open up the second one. He made some burgers with the flat and the fat. I was like, mind blown. Yeah. Thank you very much, Steven. I appreciate that. I like sunny side eggs every morning. Shave your beard off. No, sir. I can't. Izzy, I can't do it. Oh no, no. Taste tester number 2. They talking about sunny side up and runny eggs and dippers. Oh, Grumpus, I can't do it. Grumpus says runny eggs equal liquid chicken. Kirk, they closed a couple of the plants, or 1 or 2 of the plants, because there were a lot of the employees at Smithfield that have contracted the coronavirus. All right, first up, I'm going to taste the Buffalo Trace. Now, I have hopefully this is an appropriate glass. We're just going to put a little bit in here. That should be enough to get a decent taste. And we're going to get a decent taste of the Buffalo Trace. Hopefully I don't start acting out. So I need to work on learning something new with this stay at home. I learned how to make tortillas and biscuits. I am not a baker either. Well, I'm learning about bourbon, Alton. This one smells like it's going to burn a little bit. It smells like hot fire. Webcam CEO says he made barbecue jerk. Okay. Look up the meat closings. Colorado, Sioux Falls. Barbecue guy says he perfected his green sauce. All right. Chicken wings Saturday for his wife, Mike says. Some ribs. Don't let her take advantage of you like that. Well, you know, in order for her to get ribs, you got to come visit me. So you let me know when you're on your way. I'll make sure the ribs are done by the time you get here. Ching, ching. All right. Let's taste this Buffalo Trace. So this says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's definitely some liquor in that one. I'm looking back at the replay on my face. It's tough. I might need to get some ice on this, and it definitely gives you that burn. But it's I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for and not looking for. So I'm gonna take another sip. Definitely get that heat. But I don't know what I'm looking for or not looking for. Oh man. Family, friends, and fun. Running a little nice. With a trailer, what space you calculate for wood, meat, storage, etc. Say for 100 people. Henry, this is a problem. So one of the reasons why I cook a lot of things at home, or all the things I cook at home, is because I don't want to have to take those things with me. It's far easier for me to be able to cook at home and just take the food once it's cooked, because that takes away a huge element of forgetting something, a huge element of unpredictability. I have control over my environment when I am cooking at home. And I know that that's not always an option for everyone, so I can't answer that question because I don't have experience with that particular aspect of the cooks. Some of you guys who maybe have cooked for other people and taking your smokers with you and cook on site might be able to give a better, uh, you know, can speak to that. Uh, Ice cube or two in it. All right, I wanted to try it without ice first, so I could try it the way that it was. Let's see. Edward says, if you had your own barbecue restaurant and you were putting out 60 briskets a day, what smokers would you have, and what size would they be in your dream pit room? Right now, after going to Texas and seeing someone or as folks who have been cooking in like huge amounts of brisket, it would probably be a Moberg smoker. Those smokers, from what I saw from when we were in Texas, I mean, 1,000-gallon Moberg smoker would probably be, actually, I take that back, a twin 1,000-gallon Moberg smoker trailer might be what the doctor ordered. Now, I do not know because I've never cooked on a Moberg smoker. I've only seen them being used more or less in passing, but I think that those things are incredible. Now, one of the only things, because of the fact that I have I've primarily only cooked on reverse flow smokers. I actually would like to use a big reverse flow smoker, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't be able to adapt to a smoker that's not. You have barbecue guys. Aaron Franklin's cooking on a propane tank converted smoker offset type deal, and I've just never cooked on offsets because I just haven't yet. Not saying I never will, I just haven't yet. So we shall see. But right now, Moberg. There's what's the name of the other? There's another company or another guy out there making like converted 1,000-gallon offset smokers from propane tanks. It's like based in LA. I can't remember the name of that one, but I think those are like some of the biggest, baddest ones on the market right now. Choices now. I'm drinking like a grown man. Man, I'm not. Yeah. Nugums has stopped by to say hi. I always go with Maker's Mark. I don't have any Maker's Mark. Make those. I make gumbo, leftover brisket, homemade sausages, and shrimp. I highly recommend y'all try it if you have leftovers. Drinking it neat, that's just gonna be hot if you're not used to it. Also add an ice cube to the tasting notes as well. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to drink it neat to try it because I figured that would give me the best way. But yeah. All right. So I still have some of the Buffalo Trace, and I'm debating whether I'm gonna keep that little bit. I'm gonna keep that little bit in there. But this Eagle Rare that y'all been talking so much about, I wanna try it. All right, here goes nothing. So we poured about the same amount in this one. This one doesn't have near the amount of bite that the Buffalo Trace had. It's still get that definite pronounced alcohol smell though. It's only 90 proof. Jesus Christ. Wild turkey honey. I don't know about that. Since they grow up so fast. Honey Jack Daniels. So Mike, I love the Honey Jack. Honey Jack will put you under the table. All right. Ask me how I know on that one. Man, me and Honey Jack go way back though. Yuli. How many sniffs does it take for him to sip? I know better than just a straight take a sip off the rip, man. I have some level of sophistication, Kirk. I want to see if there's anything I detect, any smells or anything. All right. Wow. As you guys saw, I made a face because it's hot, but it's not nearly as raw and rough as the Buffalo Trace. Now, I am tasting a little bit of a slow burn on the back end, but wow, that is different. Like that was very different in comparison. Work as AP rub since we still got a couple weeks in quarantine. I'm not gonna be dancing, Spanky. Don't worry, or Robert. Don't worry about that. I enjoy like caramel with a leathery finish and bourbon. Tastes good when I layer it, but when I put it in one bottle, it doesn't taste right. Lang, Izzy. I thought about a Lang, but I don't know, man. There's some newer technology. There's some newer smokers out there that probably would give Lang a run for his money, or the Lang smokers a run for their money. But though the Lang smokers can, you can put water in the Lang smokers, and that is one of the things that I love about the smokers I have now is adding water to them. So I would, yeah. I wish I had the options you Texas people have as far as fabrication, man. Sure enough, to bust out the sommelier type skills with that bourbon. I mean, I'm trying to get there, Alton. Speaking of sommelier, if you haven't seen, there is a movie on Netflix called, oh my gosh, I watched it last week, and it was about the sommelier who actually his father runs a barbecue joint. So someone commented and said something about it, and I was like, what? Hold on, my man drinks wine and is into barbecue. I'm telling you, look it up. I have to think of the name of the movie. Oh gosh, but it was really good. Like the movie was really good. Um, I wish I had more talk about the barbecue, of course. But my man was an awesome sommelier. Like, yeah. I can't think of the name of the daggone movie. It's gonna bug me now. Is that Lang with my Well, Izzy says he's gonna buy Big Lang with his stimulus check. Shoot. Good luck. Thanks for the reply. I understand your family and life and delivery service. I'm more leaning to events, etc. Become an additional show element to existing catering services. Well, that's great, Henry. Again, Henry, I'm not there yet. And the restrictions and the it's I won't say the politics, but the stuff needed in order for me to be able to cook on site is just it's not worth it for me at the moment because there's so much extra work involved in having to do that and not having a truck or a trailer and being 100% licensed to be able to do those things. And in my area, the licensing requirements are ridiculous. So, Moo Burgers are bombs. Webcam, sure, come on over. Shoot, Alton, man, I wish I was on the first name basis with some of these guys. So Kirk, I am definitely not a real sipper. I am not there. Antoine Parker says, is the Oklahoma Joe a good smoker? I believe it is for a starter smoker. It will give you the ability to cook and put out a decent product as far as your food. And you will also be able to learn on it. There are plenty of people who are putting out decent food on Oklahoma Joe's. Fat Stacks, yes, thank you, Fat Stacks. is the other one that's doing yeah. I learned fact stacks. Thank you guys. You guys are like my. You guys definitely have my six when I can't think of these things. So Henry says briskets are difficult to get a hold of, and I start concentrating more on pork and chicken first. This is already a big eye opener here. Oh man, this is like so. This is the Eagle Rare. It has a sharper alcohol smell to it, but it doesn't taste like a sharper alcohol. I don't know how to explain what I'm tasting yet. I will. I'll learn how to explain it. And when I have great under the radar commercial rib rub, you recommend to try, Eric. So I don't recommend rubs because rubs are subjective, and not only are they subjective, they are subjective to your location, your locale as well. Certain areas are going to prefer something a little sweeter. Certain areas are going to prefer something a little hotter. Certain areas might prefer more pepper. Some areas might prefer more savory, more salt. So it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to figure out what will work for you and your area, and then kind of season and plan accordingly. So that's one of the reasons why I don't talk about seasonings a lot. I will talk about seasonings on things I cook for my family sometimes, or things that I might buy commercially, or something that someone has sent me to try. But I don't talk about seasonings that I use for my customers because it's just, what might work for me might not work for you, and I don't want you to fail. DVWD Mike says wild turkey honey will not do you wrong. All right. Let's see. I'll have to try that at some point. Yeah, but Mike, when you drink half to 3/4 of the bottle of it's not about being strong, man. It just catches up with you. Yeah. I'm catching up. Fun fact: Eagle Rare is distilled and bottled by Buffalo Trace. Is it really? Well, that would explain why the type face. I was noticing sitting here that where it says Kentucky Straight Bourbon, it looks the same. Oh, well, no, that's just Eagle Rare. Let's see, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, distilled and aged by Buffalo Trace Distillery. Huh. Fun fact. But I tell you what, there is a definite difference between the Buffalo Trace and the Eagle Rare. I don't know what they did differently, but there is a difference. They're the same proof, and maybe it's just I don't know what the ingredients are, but one is definitely way smoother than the other. Way smoother. Like, I don't know. This one, the Eagle Rare definitely it has a more that it definitely smells more alcoholic. This you might be right, Jack. This is a new record. 68 thumbs up now. So if you haven't given me haven't hit that thumbs up button, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could. Please and thank you in advance. What movie? The Sommelier movie was really good, and I know I'm behind in the comments again. There's a Sommelier movie on Netflix. I cannot think of the name of the movie. I think it was called Uncorked. I think that's what it was called. ATFLIX. Uncorked. It was a great movie. It is dash watching.
If you do a Google search of me, you would think I was evil incarnate.
UNCORKED. Uncorked. That was the name of the movie. Thanks, Alton. It was good. It was a really good movie. Dang on, Frio. Jeez. Good boys, Amazon Prime. Dude, I saw you talking about that, Alton, and it was one of those things where I kind of just haven't gotten, like, I have to be in the right frame of mind to watch a movie, and usually that frame of mind is being wide awake. My wife will tell you that if I sit still long enough, if I'm not replying to comments or editing a video, I am usually asleep. If I sit still long enough, I am usually asleep. I have the hardest time going to the movies, watching movies. I've fallen asleep in probably like the last 2 of the 3 Fast and Furious movies. And I mean, just like I have to get rest in order for me to be able to watch a movie. Like seriously, I don't sleep a whole lot. So when I get the chance to sit down or I sit still, sometimes I'm asleep. Yep, Eric. Oh my gosh, Clay Cowgill. Thank you very much, Clay. Paul, how you doing? Of the 2 bourbons, I like the Eagle Rare more than I like the Buffalo Trace. The Eagle Rare, and you know what? I'm gonna go get some ice. I have some ice here, and I'll just use this. What the hell? I have some ice here, but I had a little residue from my cranberry and vodka, but you know, it's whatever. All right, I'm gonna swirl. This is the Buffalo Trace. Goodness gracious. I know somebody's gonna sleep good tonight. So I can definitely, it's better. It's much better with ice. Much better with ice. Wow. Oh, had someone given me that Buffalo Trace with ice first, I probably wouldn't have objected to it. But now, let's try the Eagle Rare. I feel like I need to cleanse my palate. All right. And reasons I have a truck, trailer, etc., and a roof tent, hammock for attending, with my whole hog rotisserie in 1 tube and a smoker on the other 3 compartments. I'm hoping to add a showpiece on demand so I can cover a large area. Nice. Same mash bill. 7 years versus 10 years. Wow. Thank you, Spanky. I asked you for months about your Lone Star Grills. Also pretty cool. Stop teasing with drinks. I'm sorry, Henry. I know you said you're probably working right now. Wow. Just wow. it's like all that heat and all that, not burn, but all everything that necessarily turned me off to the whiskey is gone now with the ice. Like, wow, I'm just kind of mind blown here. I don't know. I don't know much about it, and I didn't read the bottles. Oh, well. So on the back of the bottle, as Robert, I think Robert said it or Spanky said it, the Eagle Rare says it's been aged 10 years, where the Buffalo Trace, he said, has been aged for 8 years or 7 years. I think he said one of them. But, yeah. Alan, I don't know. I can only see the thumbs up, and I'm looking at 69 thumbs up right now. So I am, yeah. Okay, whichever when y'all keep following the thumbs down. Well, it must have been Jim Beam. I watched the video. Dude, Edward, backline. Dude, Ryan, he does some work, man. He does some work. Louisville Slugger, man, what's going on? What it do? Sitting here playing Warzone while tuned in kind of late. Well, it's fine. At this point, we are like, I'm off the rails. I'm drinking bourbon. All right. You know, some of you guys want to learn how to cook new things. I want to learn how to become a better drinker or drink better things. So I have this Buffalo Trace and I have this Eagle Rare, and apparently this Eagle Rare is the bee's knees, and I am quickly understanding why. Wow. Frio says, all right, team, help decide spare ribs or pork butts tomorrow. I say pork butts are way more versatile than spares, but I'm also kind of biased. I like cooking pork butts way more than I like cooking spares. I have done lots and lots and lots of cooks on pork butts and exactly 0 hooks on spares. So I might not be the right person to ask. But let's see what the general consensus is. So I'm putting some more ice in here. And what? I think I'm gonna have to sip a little bit more each one. Webcam says, invite us over for Hot Lakes. He'll bring the Somali fruit. I wish I could, man. I've already used Brinkman, cinnamon, offset a few months back to restore quarter and stick, just with the fact usual. Blah, blah, blah. Around, cook for 2 people. Well, this is crazy train. Yes, indeed. Oh, I like the way John thinks. John said, Frio, you need to cook both. All right, we're just gonna cover the ice here. God, I feel like I don't want to waste a single drop. All right, so of these two, I definitely like the Eagle Rare better, but I am pouring them both over ice a little bit, and I'm gonna see how this works out. Nope, I haven't worked for 21 months now. My boss wanted a cheaper worker, but I ended up buying her Raptor Q shop. She's underestimated the consequences of underground dismissal. Experience last night, so I say, but smoke and mash group. No, I am not in a smoke and mash group. I would love to, probably. Old fashioned with the Buffalo Trace. I don't have everything to make an old fashioned with the Buffalo Trace. I don't have any. Do I have any? I do have maraschino cherries. Old fashioned is the bourbon. I don't have any bitters. Old fashioned. Sugar, bitters, whiskey. Citrus rind. I don't have 1.5 bourbon, rye whiskey, 2 dashes of bitters, sugar cube, a few dashes of plain water. I don't have any bitters. Yes, it has not been 2 hours yet. I know. Alden says, okay. Thank you, sir. Christopher, I am... A lot of folks wanted to learn how to cook something new. I wanted to learn about bourbon. So I bought a Buffalo Trace and I bought an Eagle Rare. And those are the middle of the road bourbon I bought and the high-end bourbon I bought. And I like them over ice, I found. Completely takes all of that heat away. Now I understand. Oh, and I'm getting a little like of the barrel taste or the cork taste or something on the tail end of this Buffalo Trace. Missed the live feed that you had when you were streaming and had before the people. I watched it later. It was dope. I was hoping to join one day. Well, Louisville Slugger, we got to figure out the reason why I did that one time was it was a test. And it was one of those things where I kind of have to have I want to say a core group of folks that I can reach out to and talk to. But it was a learning experience. So at some point we'll do it. We'll do it again. I don't have any bitters, Alton. So yeah. Maker's Mark is a good bourbon. You're the second or third person to say Maker's Mark. Oh. Louisville Slugger, I have been watching Tipsy Bartender since before you probably knew who he was. Actually, I've been watching Tipsy Bartender since before he became Tipsy Bartender, and he was just Sky John with 2 Y's. I've known about Sky John for a very, very long time. I have lots of YouTube cred. Been watching YouTube for longer than 10 years, and there's some folks on YouTube that I have forgotten about that you probably had never even heard of. But Sky John, I used to watch Sky John before he became a straight bartender, and he used to just interview women. But he's always been a bartender, in some form or fashion, and he would talk about his stories as a bartender, and interview women. It was like he's been dope from jump, definitely. But yeah, before he went full time with the liquor stuff, yeah, I've been a Sky John fan for a long time. Whiskey Tribe, okay, I think. Why does that sound familiar? Alex says you're an alky only when you start getting frozen stones so you don't dilute the alcohol. Ask me how I know. Dude, I actually, not even gonna lie, I looked into some ball bearings to freeze and to be able to put in alcohol, and I just didn't pull the trigger on a set of them or a few of them, but I might have to. But I am blown away at the night and day difference between drinking them straight with no ice versus drinking them with ice. Like, wow, it's much better with ice. I'm like blown away. Is Cosmic Q on YouTube? If so, what do you think on his smoking technique? Ryan, let's cut it down. Ryan says, have you watched Cosmo Q on YouTube? If so, what do you think on his smoking technique? I have not watched Cosmo a lot. I tell you, one of the things that I do not particularly care for Cosmo is he is I don't want to say showy. Since he sensationalizes everything. The few videos of his that I saw, it was like overly exaggerated. Now I've never met the man in person, and meeting him in person might be different than watching him on YouTube, because you can only tell so much by a person or about a person by how they are, especially with how they edit their videos on YouTube. But like, I mean, I'm not one to talk down about people. It's not my cup of tea. That's all I have to say about that. Adam says, "What's up?" Adam says, "What's up, welders?" Yeah, Spanky, I'm not adding any Coke. As per your suggestion, you told me to drink it straight up. Eric said he likes to drink them straight up and then he'll add ice. I'm definitely gonna have to add ice, or at least a chilling vehicle, because man, the ice made it way more tolerable. And I know I'm punking out, but still. Little Slugger, man, he's been around on YouTube. Look up how old his channel is. He's been around on YouTube for probably, shoot, I used to watch Sky John way back in the day. At least 7 or 8 years. At least 7 or 8 years. He's been doing the whole tipsy bartender thing for probably 5. Webcam, no, I don't sell desserts. I kind of stay in my own lane. I focus primarily on the proteins. Spanky, man, it cut the heat a lot. Spanky says, I like the heat. Well, you know, not everybody likes spicy food. See, Alton has been around. Ball moves, freeze ice shoes, cheap fruit, look at this, freeze, put in my glass too. Huh. Jeez, Christopher Sous says bullet barrel strength. Oh man, oh goodness. I'm kind of leery about getting a barrel strength whiskey, just because I know those are like over 100, 110, 120 proof. I just can't wait to see how much those real high proof bottles cost. But yo, Alton, Sky John definitely was hilarious. He has definitely had to water it down just a little bit to, censor himself a little bit. Taste tester number 2 said, oh,
I mean,
what do you think, taste tester number 3? What's wrong?
I haven't tried it yet.
Eat it. Try it.
Just eat it.
Yeah. You played around too much.
I don't like it.
Frozen stones. So Alice says he is frozen stones, the ball molds, freeze ice, and the cheap fruit looking deals you freeze to put into the glass too. He said, I ain't no quitter. Google Slugger says, I'm just like that. We're just starting to really get into cigars. Alright. I mean, I will have a cigar every now and again. Like on vacation. So. Taste testing number 2 is looking at me like, what? I will do what? Anyway. Go upstairs and mind your business. Grown folks talking. It's Buffalo Trace though.
I thought I sneezed.
Oh man. That was taste test number 3. Those you guys. Okay. What's up, Todd? How you doing this evening? Oh, we got Todd and Ricer both decided to come in together. What's up? The two of y'all doing some stuff behind our backs. Y'all just decide to come into the live stream together? Y'all holding hands or something? uh, Todd, Racer, Todd, Alton, Todd, Racer, Alton. What other YouTubers do I watch, man? I have been on YouTube for such a long time. You name the YouTuber that you think I should be watching, and I probably am. But one of the YouTubers that I will watch consistently every day, I will watch Philip DeFranco. I have been watching Philip DeFranco for such a long time. I mean, such a long time. I watch a lot of car stuff on YouTube. I do not watch a lot of cooking, aside from a few of you guys who you know who you are, whose videos I watch and comment on. A lot of times, someone does something differently, or I don't necessarily agree with what they're doing, and I get turned off and I stop watching. And it only takes one or two times for me to be like, and I stop watching. But I do watch Jimmy Oaks, Tommy F. Yeah, Adam LZ. I've recently started watching Cletus McFarland. I won't say I didn't get it, but what he's doing is a business thing. It's a shtick. And I get that, and I don't necessarily 100% agree with it, but he's smarter than probably 85 or 90% of his audiences. And I'm talking about Cletus now. He has taken a persona and he lives it. And I mean, I think if he was his genuine self, he would lose a lot of subscribers, but he's playing to his audience, if you guys know what I mean. And some of the stuff he does, I don't necessarily agree with, but I think the cars that he is building are cool as hell. I just don't necessarily agree with everything he does with those cars and like the stuff he does, period. But that's my own opinion. As far as who else car wise, Boosted Boys, I started watching them recently. You watch Boosted Boys, you kind of got to watch PFI just because they're like in sister shop. Trevor from Boosted, what is it? Motion Auto TV, TJ Hunt. I used to watch Evan Shanks, but he pissed me off because he kept doing these clickbait titles. So I unsubscribed to him and haven't watched like a single of his videos in like a year and a half, 2 years. Street Speed 717. I used to watch him also until he started clickbaiting the hell. Like every title was a clickbait title. I stopped watching him. Yeah. So I'm trying to think who else. Dr. M3, I used to watch a lot of his videos. I kind of stopped watching his videos. They became a little redundant. Ignition Tube, Eli. I found Eli through a friend on YouTube. Actually, someone who I met through down in Ocean City Yeah. Righteous said he cheated on me tonight. Went over to Chef Johnny for a little bit. Just to have a meetup once the crap settles down. I would love to, Spanky. I really don't think I am big enough, nor do I have a big enough draw to have a meetup. Like, where would I meet? Where will we meet? What will we do? Like, I'm not even going to lie. Y'all can't come to my house. Y'all can't, because I'm not cleaning my house in order for y'all to have to come to my house. It's nothing personal, but y'all can't come to my house, man. I have 3 young kids that live in my house. Like, it is bad enough trying to prepare for when my family comes for holidays. For y'all to come to my house and cook, and that's why I was so very appreciative when Alton did it. And he hosted us for multiple days. Cheers, Alton. I couldn't do it. Y'all can't come to my house. Nope. No can do. Yo. Alton knows. Oh man. I might have to leave the bottom. I do. Yeah, Todd, I agree. He says awful lot of live streams these days. Cats are running out of things to cook and are bored, and they are just doing lives. They finished their workout, so they're here. They come. Oh, here she comes. Watch out. Uh oh, this is twice in one night. You gonna stop and say hi and wave to everybody?
I can't.
Oh,
I'm broken.
come on, go ahead. Come on.
Oh, this is
Alright.
the girl.
Yeah. All right. So taste tester number 3 and the missus say hello. Why she sound like that? She don't sound like that in real life. Oh. Yeah, out in Puerto Rico, got some Trio Ghost 115 proof. Can't wait to try it. Shoot.
You said your friend.
Elbows. Come to Spain, man. I would love to.
Me too.
Oh man, my wife just invited her. Damn. My wife. Do your wives have a funny habit of inviting themselves along? Or is it just mine? Oh, we a team all of a sudden. We a team. No. No. All right. Yeah. Out in the meetup definitely was a blast. All right, Lou.
Oh, that's the burger I didn't eat.
Hey, Quester J, thank you, sir, for popping in. What's my favorite? Of these that I'm drinking, I like the Eagle Rye, Eagle Rare. Little girl, Alan says, Mo Butter, baby. I watched BBQ Build. I kind of got out of watching his stuff just because it became really redundant. Again, you know, I understand the cyclicalness of YouTube, and I'm sure there are plenty of people who probably say the same thing as about me. I cook the same things. I do cook the same things. But I cook the same things, and I try to present a different spin on when I'm cooking the same things. But I try and... You what?
I just asked you the other question the other day. I said, why do you record the same thing? He said, well, this time I'm showing this.
I try. I mean, the whole thing is, I'm a keep it simple type person. And I know the things that I'm gonna say I like to cook. I know the things that I cook well, and I do experiment, but I don't always put the experiments on video. I cook a lot of different things that I don't film. But Chris from BBQ Build, I like him. I like his channel. I just don't necessarily like everything that he's doing all the time. And you know, it's like, okay, buy a semi-expensive car from auction. Fix said semi-expensive auction in your home garage. Learn how to work on different things. Now, I mean, all of those aspects are cool, but after you've done it 15 times, I kind of want to see something a little bit different. Now, I mean, I didn't watch Chris BBQ Build from the very beginning. One of my friends put me onto him when he was building. I mean, he was rebuilding something, and I watched him. Then he rebuilt that. Was it a Mustang or was it a 240Z? But he did it for a SEMA, and I couldn't get down with like what he was doing with it. Like, I just didn't like it. So I stopped watching. Mrs. Everyone is saying hi.
Hi.
Yeah. All right. Good night, guys.
Can you please put away the cabbage?
I'm so sick of putting away all the food.
I'll talk to him. Make sure he does paperwork when he comes down.
Like even the wings that I smoked were left on the counter. I had to put those away, and I just didn't want them to go bad, so I put them away.
We appreciate you. I ate 3 of them.
But you don't appreciate me. They don't appreciate me,
I
right?
appreciate you all my
They
life.
don't appreciate me.
I'm not using my gym. This is all for you, baby. This is all for you.
Do not dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. All right? Get the hell out of here. This is for you. I'm doing this for you. Pfft. Whatever. Henry, it's okay. It happens. I can only see the likes, so I'm only seeing the likes. So those people who are giving dislikes, I can't even see them. That was what I should say. I know. Both are in unison. Hey! Steven, thank you very much. Hey, Big Steve, thank you very much for hanging out. I don't have to actually go to work tomorrow, so we can hang out for a little while longer. And man, I'm sipping. Oh man. I can understand why people can drink these. It is way different when you put ice with it. Like seriously, way different. Now I drink that Basil's. Hold on, I'll get it. Ugh. Basil Hayden's. That's what it is. So I bought these yesterday. And let me back up a little bit. So I got this little bottle, and I said, okay, I'm gonna get this small bottle. I got a medium bottle, and I got a big bottle. And you see how much of a hurting I put on this bottle yesterday. And that was after 2, maybe 3, cups or glasses rather. And I mean, I still don't 100% get it, but I can understand. Like, I can definitely taste the difference between these two. Yeah, Alton, man, I can't be up all daggone night with you. Back to topics. What's your wife's opinion on size, needs versus wants? So the good thing about my wife, she knows that if I say, hey, I'm going to be buying another smoker, more often than not, I do have to justify things certain times. Like when I bought Bernadette. I bought Bernadette with my own money. Like, I'm trying to think. Yeah. I bought Bernadette with my own money. Like, it wasn't like my wife's money is separate from my money. So certain times if I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this or I'm gonna buy that, there's no. Sometimes she just says, well, you need to get rid of something else if you're gonna bring something else in here. And I'm like, okay. So when I bought Bernadette, I did sell some things off. It's just like what, as Kirk would say, redneck financing. Henry says you at least let her use the basement. It's one of those things, man, where I have my space out in the garages, and she wanted a space in the house. So she's been talking about it for years. Like as the kids got older, she actually was talking about using that front area, that front room, as a play area for the kids, like to make it a playroom, because of course the kids were smaller, younger, and didn't necessarily have to worry about bumping their heads or hitting their heads. Oh, yo, she really did order these things from. So she didn't have to. They didn't have to worry about bumping their heads. Where when I walk in the basement, I'm 6 foot tall, and I can't stand up in the basement without hitting my head. Like I have to duck down the entire time I'm walking in the basement. And I can stand up in between rafters, and like the rafters come to my head about here. So my wife being 5 foot tall, she doesn't have a problem with it. So when this whole thing started, she's like, and my wife has really been after it to lose weight. She's been doing a great job, and she's hit, not a speed bump, but with not being able to go to the gym, not being able to work out, her weight loss has actually it's slowed, and she's gained some of the weight that she lost back, and she wants to lose it. She's already done some of the hard work, and she doesn't want to see that go away. So she's trying to get working out again, and I'm like all for helping her, all for supporting her, and doing what needs to be done to make her happy. So that being said, I do what I need to do to support her, and if elbow grease and running all around the damn state picking up these mats to put on the floor down in the basement so it'll be nicer and more comfortable, then so be it, man. We, those of you guys who are married know that you've done far more for far less, I'm sure. I'm sure. So, but nonetheless, I think that we have to support each other. Now, my wife supports my barbecue habit, and I support her in the things that she wants to do and the ventures she wants to take. It's just that a lot of my barbecue stuff costs way more than her ventures do. So yeah. Huh. Out in um out in woo. All right, so what would she say if you told her I was coming home with twin Mobergs? I think it would be one of those things where I would get them home before I even told her anything about them. And once they're here, if they're on a trailer or something like that, like the wheels will be removed, and they would be tucked in the back of the garage where they can't be moved, so there is no way to get them out of here. There's nah, bruh. They stand. They stand. Nah, brother Bear, it ain't all her money. No, sir. Yeah, Troy, I am. I could always be making more. Easier to beg for forgiveness than it is permission. I know that one oh too well, and I exploit the hell out of that one. I'm like, what do you mean? Out, we were talking last week or 2 weeks ago about stocks, and the whole thing is we collectively put some money together and put it out there. But I had an account, a brokerage account through Chase, through my credit card, and I opened it up kind of on a whim, and I didn't really know. And she said, hey, let's go for it. I was like, okay. So when she told me that she wanted to go into it, I'm like, all right. So we kind of worked out a little strategy, and hey, we're only going to invest a little bit here, a little bit there, and kind of see what we can do, what we're going to do. I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. And I kind of like off to the races. Now, I haven't sold anything just yet, and we've just been buying. Actually, today I'm looking at it now. Today I lost some, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm still up. But we have a fairly diverse portfolio at the moment, though I would love to buy more. One of the things I would like to do is just buy more of certain stocks, but it's fine. It is what it is. But that being said, I bought some stock in GM, and I was just like, I was kind of yeah, Grumpus. The ice definitely helped. I bought some stock in GM, and it was one of those things where usually, or in the beginning, it was like, hey, do you think we should do this? Or hey, I was just like, you know what? I'm getting it. I'm gonna do it. And it worked out. It worked out. Let me just say, it worked out. Right now, we're still ahead, which is good on the GM stock. But with GM and Ford being, I won't say required, but asked to make respirators and things like that. Yeah. But there's a couple other stocks that I've been looking at that I haven't pulled the trigger on yet, that I will soon. GM right now is at 21.66. So it is actually down $1.32 from where it was yesterday. It closed it down $1. Why are all three of you downstairs?
Mommy said I need to get the Nintendo.
All right.
Away.
Oh, thank you. Brandon, how you doing? What am I into? So let's see. I have Coke, Exxon, AT&T, American Outdoor Brands, Carnival. I bought Carnival when it was down, so I bought some Carnival. OLN, Verizon, Vista Outdoors, GM, Ruger. Those are what I have. Good night, little girl.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Do you know
Little girl.
the cases?
I do not. Honestly, mommy probably left it in her car or my car. I know. It's probably in her car.
That means there's gonna be just.
Good night, little girl. First brisket failed, got rained out, ruined everything for. Oh man, Dex, sorry to hear that. No Disney. Disney right now is too expensive. I think. Was that why I didn't get any? Yeah. So with Chase, I can't buy partial shares. I have to buy whole shares. So Disney was just a little rich for my blood, and when I was looking where it was and where it is now, I would have had some profit, but I would have only been able to buy like one share. We kind of set a cap, either the amount of money we had into it or the number of shares. So. But yeah. What is very interesting, looking at, and like I said, I've been watching lots of different things recently. But you know, it is what it is. Actually, a hot tip I got. Charlotte's Web, Zynga, like the game Zynga stuff, Slack, actually, Hawaiian Holdings, HA, Stitch Fix, and Stitch Fix. Those were the 5 that I got. So I was kind of watching those. Those are on my watch list. But Slack is up almost $3 today, or was up $3 today. Kind of bummed. I was like, I'll watch it. It's sitting at 28. I could have purchased it at 24. It is what it is. But I like getting lesser value or lower value stocks. But yeah. mRNA. I don't know anything about that. Moderna. Is that a medical thing? Medicines. Acid. Pipeline fuse. Vaccines, cancer vaccines, intratumoral oncology, localized regenerative therapeutics. All right. Cambridge. Dude. They look like they rolling. I wish I'd have known about them back in February. Double my money. We can keep an eye on it though. Well, dang. I wish I'd have. If you bought it as an IPO, I mean, you're doing better now. But, dude, I wish I'd have heard about it. Wish I'd have known about it back in February. Look what it says. He wish he had some. Shoot, I wish I had some stock at Disney too. Alan says he had Slack. Did you get rid of it? Go back to the portfolio. Watch list. Slack dropped just like everything else. And Slack dropped down to 15? Yeah, dropped down to 15 early in March. Or mid-March. Again, wish I'd have known about it then. Slack is sitting at 28 right now. Oh. Man, I don't want to retire Vanna. I actually like Vanna. Yo, I love driving Vanna. I've been putting more miles on Vanna now, just because, man, I really like Vanna a lot. I like driving Vanna a lot. Messenger. Hey Henry, thank you very much for hanging out. Thank you. Alton, I know you tried to tell me, but the whole thing was I was intimidated by the whole process, and I kind of just dove in, and it was one of those things where I needed to push. But now that I have had that push, now I'll tell you one of the things: the money that we have put into the stocks has been our money, so it's been our decision. So, but I actually set up a recurring distribution to go to my brokerage account, and I'm just gonna start buying stuff kind of left and right every now and again. Couple shares here, couple shares there. We'll see what it does. Hey Jack, thank you. Tandem. See, the problem, Alton, is again, I'm still a little fry, man. I'm still, playing in the kiddie pool. I don't have a whole bunch of I need to stick with stuff that's like $50 a share or less because I can't get many shares of it. I don't have many. I don't have much, pennies out there. But I'm trying to stick with the majority of my portfolio is investments that have between $5 and $20, or I bought them for shares between $5 and $20. So I'm trying to stick with some not lower end, but some more economical stocks, so that I can not make a higher profit, but I just can't afford 1 and 2 shares and stuff. I want more shares. Plus, I'm just starting. Yeah, Beyond Meat. Holy cow. Well, it's at 74 right now. Dude, it went up to 222, 234, 239. Gosh. That must have been around the time where they introduced the whole burger at Burger King thing. Good night. Wow. Mm. Hey, Adam, thank you very much for hanging out. Check out. Yeah. Ooh. What is that? 37 went up to over $1. Cash you need. Some volume. SNSS. Oh. No, I'm not doing that. SNSS. Taste tester number 2. What are you doing? Yeah, stop. Dude. 50 cents. Development Incarceration Oncology Therapeutics. All right. Add that to the list. Shoot. You know what? We might just trade this. My whole thing though is like market. How many shares should I pick up, Alton? I mean, hey, Lou, be easy. Shoot, we're not talking about fake stocks. How many shares, Alton? I mean, jeez. I'm gonna pick up 100 and watch it. And then, you gotta let me know though if I need to get rid of it. What? You must think I am way more of a baller than I wish I could purchase that many shares of that. I will I will go ahead and purchase the couple that I can. Shoot. Man. Yep. All right. I processed the trade. I placed the order. Yep. Next business day. Close. We're going to watch it. We're going to see what it does. I don't have the ability to get the volume. I'm not there yet. I wish I could. Shoot. I mean, man, I already know I am a little fish in this pond. Yeah. I wish, Alton. I'm not there yet. I bought it at 50. Well, so I bought it at it'll be market price, whatever the market opens at tomorrow. So I haven't put in orders like limit orders, stop orders, things like that yet, because when if I purchase it straight out, there's no fees. When I put in orders or purchase via orders, then there's fees associated with that. Who are you using for your brokerage, Alton? Again, I'm learning, dude. I haven't even been at this a month, so I am definitely learning. A limit order, all right. Limit order for 45 cents. So if it drops to 45 cents, E-Trade. Okay. With E-Trade, can you purchase partial shares, or do you have to get full shares, Alton? Alright, we will talk. Over the weekend. Nothing, I'm not trying to take away time from you now. But anyway, I'm about to get to sleep. I gotta get up in the morning. And I gotta go to Tractor Supply, apparently. Aberdeen. What time do they open? 8 a.m. All right. Might be up there first thing tomorrow morning. Full shares. I thought you could buy partial shares. Guess not. I know there's certain companies out there or certain places that you can buy partial shares. Only because, Alton, I am. Like I said, man, I'm just getting my feet wet, and I know nothing about nothing, and I will definitely take your advice, and I trust your opinion, so we will talk for sure. All right. Well, thank you so very much for hanging out. Those of you guys who are still hanging on, greatly appreciated. This has been a record-setting night. I don't think I've ever had this many likes. Hopefully, once I end the stream, I can see the concurrent watches and things like that were high as well. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Really want to say thank you again for hanging out with me. I do really appreciate you guys hanging out. I've been chilling, man. I've just been kind of watching the things that I do have, and kind of going from there. Grumpus, thank you, sir. Thanks, Dex. I need all the help I can get, man. I'm looking at this as an investment, so yes. Uncle Steve, thank you, sir. Good night. Good night. Good night. But I'm doing okay. I mean, I haven't lost my shirt yet, so I'm good. All right. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out. Oh, we got 81 likes. Man, oh man, I am on top of the world right now. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And I didn't let you guys know, or I didn't. Let me give you guys, those of you who hung out till this point, there is the video that's going to go up tomorrow. You guys can watch it. You can watch it now. So thank you. CXK, I had a Guru and I didn't particularly care for it, but I also used the Guru on Vicky and it didn't work very well for me. 82, I only see 81 likes. So I had a Guru and I used it on Vicky and I didn't particularly care for the results. It didn't help, but that was also a couple years ago. and I think they have gotten a little bit better. So yeah, there's that. But thank you guys again so very much for hanging out, and I am gone 2.5 hours. Whew. I'll see y'all next week.